Hello and welcome. My name is Penny Meckley Porter. We are here today to talk about using mindfulness with pain, with physical pain. It can also be used with emotional pain. So, we're in the middle of a series on the basics of mindfulness, and so hopefully you've been following along. Yes, today we're going to be talking about using mindfulness with. So, first, I want to say a couple different things. What is pain? Well, you know what pain is. Pain is a physical sensation, right? A very difficult physical sensation. But it also is a whole bunch of thoughts, generally, and a whole bunch of emotions, too. So, I don't know, maybe pain would be a little bit easier to tolerate if we just had the experience of pain. But it comes with it comes a whole slew of emotions and a whole slew of thoughts. And the thoughts and emotions actually make our experience of pain more difficult. So I put a couple of links in, and I should probably put them in here also, in case you can't see them in the top. There we go. So you really can learn more about this topic, and especially there's a lot of research to support using mindfulness with pain. It doesn't make the pain go away necessarily, right? But it can change our relationship with the pain. It can change basically how much we resist the pain. So people far wiser than I came up with this little, it's almost like a mathematical equation. And that is that suffering equals pain times resistance. So we know that we are going to have pain in our lives, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain. None of us can get through a life without having pain. So, as I was saying earlier, pain is one thing and it is difficult, but there's a lot of resistance that we often put onto pain, like, no, no, say it isn't so, or I hate this pain, or all this frustration with the pain, or anger at the pain, anger at our body. Anyway, that's part of the emotions. So that's what we're talking about today is I want you to have this in your awareness that pain is one thing, and the resistance that we put into pain actually increases our suffering. So, our approach today is going to include, well, noticing the pain, which you probably do already, softening around the pain, so that we'll have a point of pain or an area of pain. We'll try to be softening around the pain. We will be moving our focus elsewhere into areas of our body that have no pain and back to the pain, so that we're going to be learning about kind of moving our area of focus from the pain to other areas and also back. And then even a bit of allowing and accepting the pain. And you know, acceptance doesn't mean we like something. If I have a family member who is actually quite sick and perhaps close to passing, acceptance doesn't mean I'm happy with that. No. Acceptance means that I'm aware of that is what's happening in this very moment, right? And so even with pain, if we can move towards acceptance, I am in pain. It is here. This is difficult. But if we can move towards acceptance of what is, rather than resisting what is, that actually can help our experience of pain and our experience in life. But the other part of our approach is bringing into our awareness this scramble of thoughts that we're likely to be having with response to the pain, and also a scramble of emotions. And as we bring it into our awareness, then we can contemplate it and be like, oh, maybe I don't need to be scrambling on this pain. Perhaps I can just be present with the pain or with another part of my body. Also, with the presence, there's this possibility of allowing the pain to be and to pass through. It's certainly that way with emotional pain. With emotional pain, oftentimes we try to like put a lid on it, close it down, push it away, and that increases the difficulty of the emotional pain. And with physical pain, there's a similarity. If we really can be learning to kind of allow it, then pain often comes. I'm doing this with this gentleness. Pain doesn't always come that gently. Pain often comes and it passes and goes, right? I don't mean to make it as if it's just this flowy kind of easy thing. So, also, this practice, I think I said this already, this practice is good to use with low levels of pain, medium levels of pain, maybe a little bit medium high levels of pain. But when pain is off the charts, that is not a good time to be trying to practice this, okay? It's good to be practicing this when pain levels are a little bit lower, so you can, I don't know, so instead of just completely being in the pain, like bam, instead of that, you can be using your powers of observation, using your mindfulness skills. But if your pain is off the chart, that's not the time to be starting this practice. Practice it sometime when pain is lower, and you can be using it to develop skills to manage your pain in future sessions, which can help it so that your pain gets off the chart less often. Let's get started. I'd like you to sit comfortably in your chair, a little erect but also relaxed. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your breath, not to your pain right now, but to your breath. And I'd like you to take 2 extra big breaths. So an extra big inhale and an extra big exhale. And then one more big inhale and big exhale. Good. You may be aware already from the other practices you've done with me that you have a good place to anchor your breath. For some people, it's that feeling of the breath in the lungs, in the chest cavity. For some people, it's like listening to the breath here. Some people like the idea of making the breath a little louder. But we'll call that kind of an anchor with your breath. Now, I would like you to go ahead and bring your awareness to the area or areas of your body where you are experiencing pain. If you can be noticing the area, which is obviously not hard to do, but I'd like you to expand your awareness around this discomfort and noticing any tension, tensing, resistance around the pain. And also, as you're noticing, be sure to keep breathing. You're noticing the tension around the pain, and I would like you to try to soften the resistance and tension around the pain. Kind of a gentle softening, like the butter when you take it out of the fridge. It's kind of hard, but throughout the day it'll get a little softer. It's that kind of softening that we want to do in the areas around the pain. Softening, softening. Be sure you're still breathing. Now let's move away from the pain and back to your breath. We're going to check in with that area of anchor. So just bringing your awareness back to your breath. Good job. I'd like you now to notice the thoughts that you have in relation to this pain, relation and response to this pain. You probably have a whole series of go-to thoughts. Perhaps about why is it happening? Oh, it could be past, future. What happened? Why is it happening? What I did, what I should have done. Also, lots of thoughts about the future. How long will this last? It's getting worse. Will it get worse? How long can I stand this? What should I do to make it better? What shouldn't I do to not exacerbate it? And so some small amount of thinking is good, right? And so I don't really want to exacerbate it, so maybe I should think about that, at least briefly. But there can be a whole scramble of thoughts. So I want you to just bring your awareness to this whole scramble of thoughts that you often have in response to this pain. And let's just label it a scramble of thoughts, or a lot of thinking, or trying to figure it out so it goes away. You can have your own label for what this scramble of thoughts is for you. The scramble of thoughts doesn't make things go away. It elevates anxiety and angst in relation to the pain. Once again, let's bring your awareness back to your breath for 2 breaths. Now I'd like you to go back to the area of pain, as difficult as it is. Going back, now I'd like you to find some descriptive words that you would use to describe this to someone who really loves you. So just describing it, finding the descriptive words, describing it to someone who you know loves you very deeply. And the one who loves you very deeply could be a family member, a friend, a loving pet, to your mother in heaven. So using these descriptive words, as hard as it is, but it could be a point of pain, a throbbing, an aching, a point, large or small. You could describe the size of the pain, whether it's small or as big as a baseball or a softball or a basketball. It could have a certain shape. You can try to describe the shape. I used ball, but it could be a haze or a slash mark, a Z. Perhaps you could describe the color of this pain. So you're noticing many things about this discomfort, pain. Again, I'd like you to keep breathing. And as you're finding your descriptive words, part of what you're noticing is the shape of the pain, the location. Once again, I'd like you to ease the area around the pain. Soften the area around the pain as best as you can, just making efforts to soften, and of course keep breathing. Come back to your breath if you can. Another inhale, an exhale, 2 or 3 of them. Thanks for sticking with me here. Next, bring into your awareness all of these emotions that come along with your pain. Perhaps they're there right on the tip of your tongue, right in your awareness already. But if not, I'll list a few and you see which ones really resonate with you. Frustration, fear, a sense of betrayal of your body or of this body part, hate of your body or body part, blame of self, of the body part, of others, of God, of the world, disappointment, guilt, shame. With each emotion, I'd like you to notice it, kind of put a check, and allow it. Yes, there's blame. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Yes, there's blame, check. Yes, there's shame, check. Ooh, the anger, check. Whew, the guilt, check. Oh, the sadness, check. I'd like you to check yours off. By checking them, I just mean allowing, acknowledging fear, and keep breathing. Keep oxygenating your body as you're working with this difficulty. Coming back to your breath, moving your awareness back to another part of your body. So far we've been using the breath. You could bring your awareness, if the breath doesn't work for you, you could bring it to the tip of your nose or the tip of your toes, someplace where you're not feeling the pain. Bringing your awareness there for a moment or two. Next, we're going to have you imagine water. It's flowing water of some sort. I want you to imagine this flowing water flowing right past, around, touching your area of pain. The temperature of this water is just perfect, just exactly the temperature that would ease a bit, perhaps, this pain. So the water is flowing by, carrying away some of the thoughts and some of the emotions that have been lodged with this pain. But the water also is delivering something to this whole area of your body. It's delivering healing, anything that might be healing. Not that we can heal this pain in this very moment. We want to be delivering oxygen, whatever it is that resonates with you. Anti-inflammatories in your bloodstream. Perhaps the water is fresh mountain spring water. Imagining the water flowing past your pain, past this discomfort, perhaps through this experience. It's carrying in patience, awareness, the water is also carrying in compassion, you know how you were using your descriptive words with the pain and pretty much describing to a loved one? I'd like this water also to be carrying in their compassion for you and for your experience. It can be your puppy. It can be anyone in your life who you know would be feeling compassion for your experience of pain. So we're carrying all kinds of good things with this flowing water as it passes around your pain. There's an endless supply of this water. It's just the right temperature, and it has in it just what you need to be easing a bit your pain and to be delivering some healing that long term can be helping your pain. This flow of water is available to you anytime you want it. You can come back to this exact meditation and replay it anytime. Or you can replay the key parts in your mind anytime. Coming back to your breath. Always oxygenating your body when you're experiencing pain. Opening your eyes. When you're ready. Thank you for coming today. and allowing me to teach you some of the basics of interacting differently with your pain, bringing into your awareness so many thoughts and emotions. I hope you'll come back next week. Next week we will do a walking meditation. Please join us live here at the Jefferson Educational Society Facebook feed next week on Friday at noon. Thanks again for being here today.